Hey guys, it's Bridget. Happy Monday. Now, what I'm about to go through on this Mindset Monday might be a little scary because, as you know, this is the last week of the first 6 months of this year. So now it's time to hit reset and start thinking about your big picture goals and what it is that you want to achieve the rest of the year. We're halfway through. I like to think about July being a time where you can reset because you've already done so much work. You've already made mistakes. You've already had some growth opportunities. You've already had so many things to celebrate and so many wins. Now it's time to just regroup and reposition to make sure that the next 6 months will be on point and you'll be able to finish the year strong. So we're going to do a mid-year reset, okay? So follow along with me. Today we're going to talk about how you can really anticipate and plan for the next 6 months. Now, mind you, this is all about mindset, but it also requires a lot of action. So if your mind is right and you're prepared to do the work, then guess what? Doing the action, taking the actions required, making it happen will be fun and easy and won't be as stressful. So get your mind right first. So we are halfway through the year and halfway to the finish line. So it's just time. Like I said, we have to stop. Sometimes you just have to breathe. Right? We can get to be moving so super fast, especially during the summertime. Like kids are out of school, you got vacations, you got a lot of things that you have to juggle. But now's the time, especially if you're thinking about your business and your personal goals and your career goals, it's time to just take a moment to reset so that this month, as we go into July, you'll be able to really hit the ground running and be prepared to achieve your annual goals. So tip number one, celebrate how far you've come. You've already come so far. You've done so much. Don't take every small little victory for granted, right? Everything you do is leading the way to the finish line. So take a moment. What I like to do is just get a notebook or go back over my journal or look at my calendar and just think about all the things that I've done really, really well. What worked? What didn't work? And think about how I can really just take a moment to say, you know what? I did a great job. I need to send so-and-so a thank you card for helping me, or just to celebrate in that moment, because we don't do that enough. And you'll probably hear me say that more times than you care to, but I think it's important to celebrate the wins. So celebrate how far you've come. Next, we want to reflect on the mistakes. Now, don't get sad. Don't dwell on the past, but it is important to look at systems and structure and processes and things that you did that may have not worked very well. And if it was a mistake or if it caused you to do something incorrectly, maybe it's a learning curve that you need. My biggest thing right now is that we are all guilty of user error. We think that something is incorrect or we don't know how to do it because of user error. So take a moment to say, you know what, I made that mistake because I didn't know how to do it. Or I should have asked for help because I tried to do it by myself. I'm guilty of that. But if you take a moment to reflect on your mistakes, you can really help your growth process for the next 6 months. Okay? That's step number 2. Step number 3 is time to prioritize. So you've celebrated. You've evaluated your mistakes. We're going to move on past that. But now it's time to prioritize and think about what's doable, what's realistic, and how you can push pause on anything that's not feeling the purpose this year. It's so easy to keep piling on goals and piling on extra work. But if it's something that you can't give 60 to 75% to, push it to next year. And it's okay, especially if it's a personal goal or career goal and it's on top of something that's more important. So take a moment to prioritize the goals that you have for the rest of the year, right? We've already celebrated the wins. We've evaluated our mistakes. Now it's time to say, hey, I still got a little ways to go to achieve these goals. What do I need to do right now to prioritize those goals and the action plan that's required to make it happen? So time to prioritize. Now, guys, I have a quick pro tip. So I couldn't get into goals without telling you just these quick tips that you have to ask yourself when you are evaluating mid-year or end of the year or beginning of the year goals. Who do you need to contact? Number 1, ask yourself this. Who do I need to contact for support or advice? If you already know, hey, I'm going to need to do these things and execute them well, how can I get some help? Because you need help. We can't do it all on our own. Like, I wear my Superwoman cape every day, but guess what? Sometimes I need another hero to help me. So don't be afraid to make a list of people who can help you or someone you can learn from, right? So make sure you ask yourself, who can you contact, and make a list. Number 2, what skills do you need to learn or additional education do you need in order to achieve those goals, right? We don't know everything, and you will never stop learning as long as you continue to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, continue to grow and move forward in your career and in your personal life, then you will always be growing. So, what skills do you need to learn in order to achieve those big picture goals that you've just written down for the next 6 months? In order to do them very well and successfully and not be stressed out, get help, and then also learn how to do it. If it's something that you don't know how to do, don't be ashamed. It's okay to ask for help and to learn something. Even if you think you should know it, go get a freshen up get a freshen up course and start learning again. Relearn it if it's something that is maybe has changed or you haven't done it in a while. So take a moment, just breathe. It's going to be okay. And then also I want you to think about, how do your goals make you feel? So you've written out your 6 months goals for the rest of the year and you want to end 2022 with X, Y, and Z. How does that make you feel? If it makes you feel overwhelmed, like extremely overwhelmed, then you might need to scale some things down. Make sure it's doable and realistic. Okay. If it's overwhelming because it's a little scary and it's unclear and you're not sure, don't worry about that, because the things that are unknown will start to unfold in front of your face as you move forward. As you ask for help, as you learn how to do things, things will start to come together, and that fear will turn into confidence. So don't let the fear fool you. You'll be okay. Keep moving forward. So manage your emotions during this time, okay? And last, I want you to remember why you started. Why did you become a real estate agent? Why did you become anything that you're intending to do in your life? Like, what makes you motivated to do that? Why is it a fire that's burning inside of you that gives you the courage to do something different? Remember that. If you need to write it on a notepad and stick it on your bathroom, so every morning you see that posted on your mirror, say, I'm going to do this and be great at it because X, Y, and Z, do it. You need those little reminders so that when days are rough, you're not stuck wanting to quit or feeling defeated. You have to get in those emotions and know that they're valid, but then also be prepared to continue on because the journey is not over, right? So remember why you started. Let's get back to tip number 4. So number 4 kind of falls in line with getting your mindset right with that pro tip. You want to be able to see the big picture and then understand, as the CEO of your life and of your business, you have to be ready to shift and pivot. When you look at that big picture, it might be overwhelming, it might be scary, but use what you have. You can delegate, you can get help, you can learn, and make sure that you have a plan of action to map out the next 6 months. So that means sitting down and breaking those 6 months into 2 quarters, right? Q3 and Q4 coming up. Be prepared. Put in those quarters exactly what it is that you can do to achieve those goals each month. And you're like bite-sized baby steps. I don't know how to say it, but when you have a big old cake and you just want to eat the whole cake, you're going to get sick, right? But if you take time and you plan things out and you take it piece by piece and you plan how you're going to execute things, it will all come together. So trust me, I promise you it will be good. Number 5 is take action. So you can't do all this planning and not do the work. It may be a lot, but you put it on your calendar, you make time for it, and you let people know what you're doing so that your time won't be disrupted. Hey, from 2 to 4, I'm going to be writing my book. From 5 to 6 every morning, I'm going to be up. So if you hear me in the kitchen, don't come bothering me. This is my me time. Be clear about what it is that you want to do and do it. And be proud of where you've started and where you've come and where you're going, because it's all up to you. Today, I want you to remember that you can't rush this. Things happen in time. And it doesn't happen overnight. So the more you realize that every single day counts, you can just start then to see the bigger picture and accept all the celebrations that you need to have because you've made all those small victories, and acknowledge that and pat yourself on the back and celebrate along the way, because you were born to be and do great things. And I'm going to say this motto because it's mine, it's on my shirt. You were born to be and do great things. So you have to wake up every morning, not just on Mondays, and go be great. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you soon.